So now we're looking at division of rational functions. And again, don't let the symbols or the wording scare you off. This is just more of the same of what we've already been looking at. It's division of rational expressions. It's just now we're looking at functions, which is essentially we just put an equals f of x or equals g of x before the expression, and that makes it a function because then we have an input and an output. And we can graph it, and it has certain properties, so on and so forth. But as far as the actual process of finding f of x divided by g of x, it's the same process that we've been looking at before. We can write it down as the expressions in a division problem. So f of x is 2x squared over x squared minus 8x, and that's all over g of x. So 8x squared plus 24x divided by x squared plus x minus 6. So we just rewrite this as a division problem, and that ends up giving us 2x squared over x squared minus 8x divided by 8x squared plus 24x over x squared plus x minus 6. And then that in turn is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, so 2x squared over x squared minus 8x times, and then we just flip the other one, x squared plus x minus 6 over 8x squared plus 24x. The next step I'm going to bring up here, and now we just factor all numerators and denominators. So this is 2x squared over x squared minus 8x. That shares a common factor of x, so it's x times x minus 8 times x squared plus x minus 6. How will that factor? Well, what multiplies to negative 6 that adds to 1? That would be plus 3 and minus 2. And then last but not least, 8x squared plus 24x. Both terms share a common factor of 8x, so 8x times x plus 3. If you notice, we can cancel these like terms right here. X plus 3 and x plus 3. And then we multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. We have 2x squared times x minus 2 over 8x times x, that's 8x squared, times x minus 8. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. The x squareds cancel, and we're left with x minus 2 over 4 times x minus 8. So this is our solution. R of x equals, and again, we would also want to note, technically, that if we looked at our entire factored form, x cannot equal 0, x cannot equal 8, and x cannot equal negative 3. And then we also want to look at what was our original denominator, our original for g of x and for f of x for that matter. If we look at the factored form of x squared minus 8x, we already have that in x equals 0, or x can't equal 0 and x can't equal 8. Now the original denominator in g of x was x squared plus x minus 6, which factors to x plus 3 times x minus 2. So x technically also cannot equal 2, because that would make the original denominator of g of x undefined. So x also cannot equal 2.